Hey, Steve Minot here doing the junkyard crawl in rural Vermont with a 1953 Studebaker Champion Starlight Coupe. Now, Studebaker started in 1852 and is America's oldest builder of wheeled vehicles. Of course, horse-drawn stuff till you get into the early 1900s. But again, this car here was built in 1953. And the big thing with this, these are styled by Raymond Loewy, who also did the Coca-Cola bottle and a variety of other things. He was an industrial stylist and also did automobiles for Studebaker. And the beauty of these cars really is the way they're very aerodynamic. No big tall grille like on a 55 Chevy or something like that, whereas these are more prow-like and very, very aerodynamic. And Bonneville racers love these cars. Put a big motor in these things and go set some records on the salt flats. And again, minimal openings for the grill, just two horizontal slots here, and beautiful style right there. These were internationally acclaimed as being a feat of American design. Beautiful vehicle here. And again, under the hood of this one, we don't see the V, we see the S for Studebaker with a V, but no V8. So what do we have? Surprise, surprise. Ooh, okay, the base Studebaker 6 flathead, maybe 95, maybe 110 horse, something like that. No ball of fire. One barrel carburetor. Notice the vacuum operated wipers up on the firewall. That's a vacuum motor. And when you need the wipers most in an intersection in a rainy day, you pump the gas, the vacuum goes down, the wipers crawl to a halt and leave you with a blurry windshield. So a bummer. But anyway, the base engine here, 6-volt electricals on these cars, very primitive in so many ways, but the styling here was world class. So let's go around to the side and learn some more. And kind of cool cowl induction literally on the sides. This is for the interior. There's little levers. You open and close these things to get some air at your feet. Kind of nice. You also have the wind wings here. Kind of cool. And in this one, we have a 3-speed manual on the column, which we see. And of course, on the front seat, ahead of the hubcap, that is the Studebaker oil bath air cleaner. At Lowe's, these have such a low hood line. The air cleaner has to actually go side saddle right there. You can see it here. That thing there, that's the air cleaner. It goes on the 1-barrel carb. And by being a side saddle design, the hood doesn't interfere with it. So that's the price you pay for styling. Form and function. In this case, form won out, function loses, but that's okay. And this is the glass is gone on this one here. But again, these were a wraparound backlight and vegetal fins. And again, 1951, the first year for the Starlight Coupe. A design feat, really a beautiful piece. And around this side, let's look inside and see what more we can learn. This one here has succumbed to gravity. A tree apparently won and took out this car. 3-speed manual on the column, not very sexy, but of course 4-speed on the floor was available, I believe in 1962 or 3 on the Golden Hawks, almost a decade after this car was built. But Studebaker finally got hip to high performance, and we'll get to that in a second. Oh, overdrive, look at this. Okay, 3-speed, that's the OD. That thing right there, you pull that out, and basically it turns the 1-to-1 ratio on the 3-speed manual into probably maybe a 0.7, so you can cruise on a highway. No acceleration, but with that said, there's the overdrive. That's how it works. Manual, it'll pull it out. And here on this side of the aisle, yet another Champion Loewy Coupe. This one here is, again, the rear window, gonzo, but another 2-door sedan. But again, that Loewy styling. Beautiful hubcaps on these, the standard fare hubcap. Kind of a nice stainless steel effect here with sort of a dimple in the middle. Beautiful stuff. And these cars could be seen as hot rods. This is Speed Age magazine, May 57. There it is on the cover. The Golden Hawk, that thing right there. And it was a special car. It was one of America's first supercharged production cars. And here we have it right here, the Golden Hawk. And on the top right, that's the McCulloch supercharger right there, belt-driven creature. And we can see it, they duked it out with a Corvette with 245 horse and a T-Bird with 245 and a 275 horsepower Golden Hawk did 127.5 miles per hour versus 119 for the T-Bird and 122 for the Corvette, which is to say the aerodynamic qualities of the Hawk were a major part in getting that thing to go 127 miles per hour with the blown 289 under the hood. So let's go inside and see what we have. Yet another 3-speed manual. I don't see an overdrive switch on this one. It might have it. Maybe it's been removed. But again, no bucket seats in these things. That would come a couple of years later. A bench up front. And again, 3-speed manual. And around the front of this thing, very important. And here again is that Loewy design grille, very aerodynamic, almost like a Plymouth Superbird or a Charger Daytona, piercing through the air, setting records at Bonneville. Before I forget, one thing that's kind of cool, Revell did a nice model of these cars, not a straight one, but this is something that Eddie Wentworth built. This is Revell's Miss Deal funny car, altered wheelbase straight axle funny car with a blown Hemi. And this has been re-released, I believe, by Atlantis, and you can get them today. Underneath, Eddie built this out as the Miss Deal. And you can see underneath this tube frame, traction bars, the big Pontiac Olds rear axle is the Hydromatic, and the underside of the Hemis, Zoomies, straight axle, torque thrust up front. Nice work, Eddie Wentworth. Great model, a good buddy of mine. And coming around the front of this, getting back to V8 engines, we have here, not the Flathead 6 we saw in that car, but rather Studebaker's overhead valve 289, or perhaps a 250. There was a couple of different sizes on these things. This is a 4-barrel. And Studebaker in 1951 launched their V8 ahead of Buick, Pontiac, and Chevrolet, and even Ford. 1951, Studebaker was out there with a pushrod overhead valve engine. Of course, 49, GM got it done with the Cadillac and Olds, but Studebaker, as small as it was, invested in an overhead valve V8 right here. And a lot of people would take these motors out, or the 6-cylinder motors out, put a Cadillac V8 under these things that were known as Studelacs. Hot rods, sleepers, great cars. Doing a chapter in hot rodding history is warranted. And this one here has the electric wipers. We saw the vacuum wipers on the other one. The electric wipers are always on. There's no problem with the vacuum getting cut down and the wipers crawling to a halt. That's always on if it's switched on. So kind of a cool detail there. Again, lots of options available. And this basic body shell was utilized through 1964 on the Studebaker, a Golden Hawk, a Gran Turismo Hawk, I should say, with a slightly different roof, but again, same basic bones used from 1953 through 1964. That's called getting your money's worth out of a platform. So if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the SteamMags YouTube channel. And the cars you see here and the parts you see here can probably be purchased. You can reach out to the owner, Paul Crozier at paulcroziervt@gmail.com, and Crozier is spelled Crosier, paulcroziervt@gmail.com. If you want to buy a piece or a part or maybe the car, make an offer. Who knows? But thanks for watching this video, and be sure to subscribe to the SteamMags YouTube channel and come back tomorrow for more Junkyard Crawl. Thanks for watching.